One is, like, how do you not get self-defeatist when you've been there's a topic that you've had issues with for a long time, and you've tried, I mean, 8 years now, I've tried not thinking about it, put months at a time where I put it out of my mind, think about the little things I like, and one is attracting love in my life, which I attract sex in my life really easily, but love is a hard one to do, the one, for example, and you feel like, well, you know how law of attraction works, and obviously I've tried everything, and I feel like I'm doing something wrong now, and it's not.
Well, first we want to say, listen to your conversation, and we know it's the perfect opportunity to have this conversation because you can't find an answer unless you present the question. But if the question just remains really active in you for year after year after year after year, then your experience remains a response to the question that's active. In other words, you've got to stop the vibration of a question and the vibration of an answer are different frequencies. The vibration of a problem and the vibration of a solution are different frequencies. So you have to find a way of moving off the problem, and that's what the unconditional part will do. Can you feel how that all fits together? So you just described a condition that you keep active because you keep observing it. It's like a vicious cycle. Esther argued with us about this for a long time in the beginning. She would say, well, Abraham, it's true. It's true. Are you asking me to not notice something that is true? And we said, yes. We're asking you to take your attention off true things that you don't want to keep making true in your experience. Because you observe it, and then you offer the vibration of it, and then, of course, the universe will deliver it to you over and over and over again. So now we've been saying that to you for years. 8 years, haven't heard it, so we're going to say it to you different today. So the way we're saying it to you different today is, so you tell us again, succinctly, the condition that needs to change so that you can feel love.
I'm actually going to tell you what I usually my rampage that's usually happening.
Answer the question if you would, please, and then you can rampage all you want. But answer the what is the condition? You just presented it to us, so just say it clearly. I need to find my true love in order to what? To when I wake up in the morning to feel love, I guess. And are you saying to us that a condition needs to change? There needs to be somebody there that is that object of your attention to which you feel that love before you can feel that love.
No, and I do feel love, I just don't feel love with someone else.
So are you saying that it would be easier for you to feel that true love if there was someone there with you to which you felt that true love?
Yeah.
That's logical, isn't it? But you can't get there from there. You can't get there from there because the vibration that you've got going on is preventing you from getting there. So you have to shift something. So if the condition is you need to be there so that I can love you, and since you're not there, I can't love you. But you need to be there, and then I will feel love for you, but where are you? I can't love you. I can have sex with you, but I don't feel everything that I want to feel. So somebody needs to show up so that I can feel all of that, and then I'll feel all of that. Have you ever heard anything more conditional in your life? Once the condition shifts, then I will have a response to the condition. Isn't that what you're saying? You don't want it to be what you're saying, but it is really obvious that it's what you're saying. I need this condition to be different so that I can have a different conditional response to it. We're going to be really stubborn about this, and we're going to say it the way you mean it, because the universe doesn't hear what you say, the universe hears what you mean. I need this to be different so that I can feel different about it. That's what you're saying. Do you agree? So, since that doesn't work, then is it possible for you to feel the way you want to feel before the person shows up? Because everything that everyone wants, no matter what it is, whether it's a material object or a pile of money or stuff, everything that you want is because you feel like you believe that you will feel better in the having of it. So let's focus on the love that you want to feel for someone. So just use some words. What does it feel like? What does that love feel like?
It feels like warmth. It feels like sharing. It feels like
well-being. It feels a bit like security. It feels like appreciation. It feels like appreciating. It feels like being appreciated. It feels like stability. It feels like respect. It feels like fun. It feels like spontaneity. It feels like cleverness. It feels like humor. It feels like life. It feels like zest. It feels sensual. It feels like being alive. It feels like eagerness. It feels just right. It feels like home. It feels like well-being. It feels like fun. It feels like stability. It feels like appreciation. It feels like appreciating. It feels like spontaneity. It feels like being on vacation. It feels like home. It feels like comfort. It feels like honoring. It feels like honesty. It feels like home. It feels like well-being. It feels like who I am. It feels like love. It feels like source. It feels like clarity. It feels full. No wonder you want it. Doesn't it feel like all of that? And can you get on an emotional rampage like that without generating some of those feelings within yourself unconditionally? And what we're saying is, do that for a little while, and someone who matches that will, we don't want to say show up on your path. We want to say they're already on your path, but you'll realize it because you will be in the frequency that allows you to zig and zag and rendezvous.
Is there one person that would fit my future, or can different people come until the maybe the one that I'm supposed to be with come? Is it let's say I line up, right?
What
and
difference does it make
up?
if there's pleasure on the path? That's really what we want to say.
Good.
That you all get so hung up on the final path that you miss this and this and this and this and this and this and this. In other words, your path is never ending. Your path is continually unfolding. But your path can be everything. You can realize everything that you want in a relationship now. You have to put up with things that are missing, because when you put up with things that are missing and observe things that are missing, that conditional awareness of things that are missing holds you in a place of not allowing what you really want to come. We don't want you to put up with what you don't want. We want you to find a way to find vibrational accord with what you do want, which means you got to get off the specifics that haven't lined up yet to the vibrational core of it, and then it will come. What'd you get from that?
Chill out.
Yeah. So we're going to ask you a series of questions. Do you acknowledge that that's not your nature?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that you are a powerful thinker and that you have long been making things happen with your thought? That by your sheer will and powerful intent that you stand out in the crowd because you're more focused than almost anybody you know?
Yes.
Will you admit that it's been pretty tense for as long as you can remember?
Yes.
And are you now getting it, that tension, while you've earned it, and it is admirable in a physical environment where the harder you try and the more you sacrifice and the more effort you make, the more you're rewarded from the puny little pile, that there's not steady, continuous bliss and satisfaction and ease and flow and a feeling of worthiness and blessedness in that. You're ready for flipping that switch. You really are. And sometimes you do it. But there is a tension about you that we would just put under the big label of, I can make this happen. And we want to say to you, to all of you, you've already made it happen. Now you want to let it in. But when you say, I can make this happen, then you're still trying to make it happen, which means you're not ready to let it in, which means everything that's queued up for you can't get in because you're still trying to make it happen. And when you're making it happen, you're still considering the contrast. Well, you can launch rockets all day, every day, and there is a certain satisfaction in that. But compared to getting in this flow of divine intervention, divine cooperation, where all that is, who knows everything that you desire and all of the reasons behind it, and where every piece of satisfaction is. Did you notice? Every piece of satisfaction, not every piece of the puzzle that'll move it along, every piece of satisfaction. So our question is, can you accept, we know it feels like we're sort of bullying you into this, but it's because we feel it's so powerful. Can you accept that? Your Honor, Abraham is leading the witness. Can you accept that the feeling of satisfaction and the accomplishment of the powerful state of being that you want are the same thing? But with emphasis on the pleasure, you can be there now. And with emphasis on the power, you hold it off. Can you feel the difference? When you say, I'm going to tune in and I'm going to take this alignment and then I'm going to accomplish this, you point right at the problem that needs to be overcome. But when you are looking for the pleasure of it, now you've just broken through the atmosphere. Now you're feeling the release of it. And now you're letting the universe have its way with you, which requires trust that you're worthy, and trust that your inner being knows what you want, and trust that the cooperative components have been gathered, and trust that you're going to like it as you move along.
Yeah, and as you're using the word trust, I'm realizing that I don't.
You know why? Expectation. People let you down. You put your trust in others who don't hold you as their steady object of attention. This is what happens with almost all of you. You trust another human to make you their priority, and it defies the selfish nature that all are born with. Everyone is selfishly inspired because they are attracting to their point of attraction. And so, what did we describe as we began today? You and you. Your inner being is you. Your inner being is attracting to you, you see. And so, that's why we use words like trust the process, trust the feeling, trust the laws of the universe, trust the law of attraction. And in time, you will trust your worthy nature. You will trust the love that the universe has for you. You will trust the well-being of your life experience. You will trust it. Trust is the only word Esther can find that means what you will understand as we focus upon this. You see, you can look, you can see with your eyes and smell, you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch. And so that's a reality that you acknowledge is real. But what's over here in the vortex, your physical senses can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it, yes. And so it requires a trust. Well, what is that? Abraham, you're asking me to now blindly not look and not see and not hear and not smell and not taste and not touch. You're asking me to not use any of the resources that I am comfortable in using and to look somewhere where I can't see it. Just take your word for it that it's over there. And we say, that's why we use the word trust. But in a little while, it won't be a stretch to trust it because you will identify the feeling of love when it's there. The feeling of confidence. You'll come to rely or trust the emotions. So we've been appealing to your logic, and we want to help you combine with you. And as we explain to you the way the laws of the universe work, and then we speak to you about things that you can feel. Like when we were talking about meditation, a lot of you got that. When we're talking about the feeling of release, you get that. When we're talking about moving towards something that feels good rather than away from what you want, which always feels bad, you don't have to trust your emotions. You understand that. You understand the difference between the way loving someone feels and the way hating someone feels. Have you ever, a same person, it's someone you know and you say you love them in your life experience. I love this person, but you're talking smack about them. Do you know what talking smack about them feels like? Just facing reality, we know. You know what talking smack about them feels like? And you know what a genuine appreciation of them in a moment feels like? Do you know the feeling of goosebumps that sort of comes over you when you get focused upon something in alignment with your inner being? This isn't trust. This is stuff you know. Your guidance system works and you know it. So we're just asking you to trust that when it feels good, it is, and when it doesn't feel good, it isn't. That when it feels good, you're moving in the direction of who you really are and what you want and what you've expanded to, and when it doesn't feel good, you're not. So it doesn't require trust in the sense that you're flying blind. Not at all. Instead, you've got guidance within you that is letting you know, this feels good, you see. Helpful?